This eyeshadow looks expensive. This makeup look is giving main character energy. This makeup look is giving she is that girl, okay? And it's really not that hard to achieve. I know smoky eyes can be really intimidating for a lot of people. I actually thought I couldn't wear a smoky eye for the longest time. I just didn't think I could pull it off. But then I created this look, and I honestly think this smoky eye looks good on everyone, any eye color even. So if you want to learn how to do a smoky eye that's actually flattering and not overpowering, and really it just looks expensive, keep on watching. Because this eye makeup consists of two things. Firstly, glitter. Secondly, darker colors. I'm going to do my eyes first, and I'm going to do it in this order because I find when I go for more of a smoky, darker eye look, and I've already done my base beforehand, I can get fallout, especially when I'm using glitter shadows, and then it really messes up the base and just makes it hard to correct that. So my tip to you is just do your eyes first. To prep my lids, I'm going in with a little bit of concealer. This is going to neutralize any discoloration on my lids, while also giving the shadows we apply on top a bit of a base to stick on. You definitely don't have to use concealer. You could use a tinted eye base if you want. Any old eyeshadow primer will do. I just like to use a tinted one because I have some discoloration and veins on my eyelids that I want to cover up. And then I'm just taking a tiny bit of setting powder and applying that on top of that concealer. I just find my eyeshadows apply a little less patchy when I do this step. Going in with the Morphe Moonstone eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna pick up this taupey shade here on a Rephr 01 brush, and I'm gonna begin sweeping that in my crease using windshield wiper motions. This brush is so good for blending shadows. I use this on my crease, I use this on my lower lash line. It's fluffy enough to get that beautiful airbrush finish, but it's also tapered so that you can be really detailed if you want to. If I could only keep one eyeshadow brush, it would be this one for sure. The color I'm using is a really nice cool toned taupey shade. Because the shadows we're using today are mostly cool tones, I want to stick within that color family. I actually find this one creates a really natural looking shadow on the eye, so it really just makes the eyes look nice and contoured. I'm keeping that shadow mostly in my crease, but I am going to drag a little bit of that on my lower lash line as well. And you'll notice I'm not dragging this color out towards my temple too much. I'm really just restricting that shadow to my crease naturally. I don't want this to be too blown out because I want this to look really clean. Now I'm going to go in with my base shade. These eyeshadow sticks are some of the most gorgeous eyeshadow sticks I've ever seen in my life. This is the Half Magic Sparkle Stick Eye Crayon in the shade Phobot. This is a beautiful, sparkly, taupey crayon shadow. I'm applying this all over the mobile lid, and then I'm going in with a smaller blending brush just to buff out those edges, softly diffusing the edge of that cream shadow stick into the powder shadow we applied in the crease. The shimmer on these eyeshadow sticks is so ethereal. It gives a very scattered look, but they also have some pigment, which is really nice. You can build up color really easily. They blend out so creamy, and can we just take a moment for this color? It's so gorgeous. It creates such a beautiful, subtle, smoky effect. Once I've applied that shadow stick to the upper part of my eye, I'm going to take a small smudger brush and just pick up that exact same color, and I'm going to begin to build that color and smudge it on my lower lash line as well. What I love about this cream eyeshadow is it's not too light, it's not too dark. It definitely gives you enough drama to look smoky and sultry, but it doesn't overpower your eyes. Something I always do when I do a smoky eye is I line my tight line. I never ever skip this step. I'm going with the Prada Beauty Durable Gliding Eye Pencil in the shade Nero, and I'm just going to pop this in the tight line. What I love about this eyeliner is that it does not budge. Nothing drives me more crazy than a black eyeliner that smudges everywhere after you apply it. It literally ruins everything. This one does not do that. I highly recommend this one. I hope you can tell the difference on camera. I'm going to zoom you in. Can you see the difference? This eye is done. I've got my tight line filled in with black versus this eye. You'll be able to tell even more after I do mascara and liner, but this eye just looks so much more complete. It makes my lashes look nice and dark at the base, so it actually will make your lashes look longer as well. Also, when you're wearing dark makeup, you don't want dark makeup on your lid and then you can see the really light line of your tight line. It just kind of makes the look a little incomplete, if you ask me. So a really common technique that I see is makeup artists and creators doing black in the waterline, and honestly for me that's always just looked too harsh on me, and I think it would look too harsh on a lot of people, especially if you have smaller eyes. So I do something a little bit different because I do like the effect that a darker color in the waterline looks. It makes the eyes look more sultry, more complete, but it is really important what color you use. So today I'm going in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Cool Coyote. This is a beautiful cool toned gray taupey color. This looks stunning if you have blue eyes. I'm wearing colored contacts right now now. I'll link the ones I'm wearing down below. They're this beautiful gray color. It looks so good with this kind of makeup. But as you can see, this color is not too dark and overpowering, but it still gives the eyes that look. I do want a little bit more sparkle on the eyes, so I'm going in with this eyeshadow duo by PatMcGrath. This is in the shade Always On Your Mind. This shade right here is so pretty for a smoky eye. I cannot wait to show you what this looks like layered on top of that eyeshadow stick. It is next level. I just like to pick that shade up with my finger and I'm just tapping it all over my lid. The way this catches the light is so pretty. This is very similar in color to the shadow stick we applied underneath it, but I find that these two layers just creates this gorgeous, ethereal, wet look on the eyes that really just catches the light so beautifully. And I'm just using that same detailed blending brush that I used before to blend those edges. I'm gonna smudge a little bit of that on my lower lash line too, because why not? I'm mainly focusing it in the center of my lower lash line though. Now, I do like a little bit of black in my smoky eyes, but for my eye pencil, I like to use something really creamy and smudgy. So I'm going in with the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal liner in the shade black. And I'm really just applying the tiniest amount of this to the outer like third of my lid. Smoky eyes are very easy to go overboard, and we don't wanna do that. We want this smoky eye to look expensive and luxury and not too overdone. So once I've applied that liner, I am taking a small pencil brush and just blending out those edges. I want this to look quite soft, but I also want it to look a little bit lifted, so I'm giving myself a slight baby wing. So the eyes look a little sultry, a little messy right now, but we're gonna clean it up a little bit later. I'm gonna go in with mascara now. I'm going in with the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara, and I'm just applying a really thin coat to my lashes because I am going in with some individual lashes. So I don't want my mascara to look too intense. If you want to skip individual lashes, apply as much mascara as you want. But because I'm applying lashes, I mainly just want my lashes to look dark and lengthened and not clumpy. And this mascara is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. For your individual lashes, you can use whatever individuals that you want, but I'm going in with these ones by Own Beauty Essentials. I'm going to stick with longer on the outside, so I'm going to go in with 12mm on the outer corners, and then closer to the inner corners, I'm using a 10mm lash. I'm just applying a couple of these, nothing too crazy. The only thing I like to be mindful of is lining up the base of the lash with my eyeliner. I really want everything to look like it's blended in smoothly, so I do try to pinch those individuals in with my lashes and apply them on the darkest part of my eye, which is the outer corner. So the eyes are pretty much done now. I do want to clean things up a little bit because, surprise, surprise, I do have some fallout on my face, so I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and I'm just going to wipe any sparkles that fell, any smudges, kind of like sharpen up this outer corner a little bit. And this step actually makes such a difference. And if I had my base already applied, I would not be able to do this. So that's why having your base done last is kind of key for makeup looks like this. The thing with smoky eyes is you need to have balance and harmony between your eyes and the rest of your face. So a really common mistake I see people make is doing everything kind of heavy. And to me, that's not the most flattering way to wear a smoky eye. So I'm going to show you my base routine that I feel like really balances out the entire look. I don't actually want a really heavy foundation. So I'm going in with the PatMcGrath Major Skin Hydroluxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation in the shade Rosy Neutral. And I'm just going to take a small pump of this and I'm just going to begin to apply that to my skin with my fingers. This is going to warm up the product so that it melts into the skin really nicely. This foundation has really nice light luminous coverage, so I thought this would be the perfect foundation to use with a heavier eye look. And I'm just going to use a foundation brush to blend that out. I'm going to link the exact one that I'm using down below. This is my favorite foundation brush. Oh, it's so good. It really just hugs into all those areas on my face because it's got that cat paw shape. It just hugs the contours so nicely and it never leaves any streaks. And this foundation really just melts into your skin. It looks very much undetectable and it gives a beautiful kind of like soft luminous finish. A lot of people said this foundation was too glowy for them, but for me, as someone on the drier side, this really was not too glowy. This kind of gives like a little bit more than a tinted moisturizer effect in my opinion, and it just makes the skin look so healthy. My preference for foundation is not one that looks heavy, definitely not cakey, and this one just looks really natural on the skin. I love it. For concealer though, I do want something a little bit more high coverage, but not something that's going to be heavy or creasy, never ever. So I'm going in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Concealer. This one is really good for coverage, but it also like stays in place and doesn't crease. You really only need the tiniest bit of this. I'm mainly focusing this around my under eyes, a little bit around my nose and mouth where I get red, tiny bit bit on my forehead, and if I have any blemishes, I'll put a little bit on top as well. And I'm gonna blend that using tapping motions to avoid any streak marks. Remember what I said earlier about wanting to keep everything cool? I really want to avoid getting a orangey looking bronze look to my face. So I'm using one of my favorite contour sticks at the moment. This is by Too Faced. This is their Melting, Bronzing, and Sculpting Stick in the shade Milk Chocolate. And the shade is actually quite cool, so I've been really loving this for a contour moment. This bronzing stick is so buttery. It melts right into the skin. Anyone could blend this out. There's nothing worse than contour that is not blended. And this one really is foolproof. You almost can't apply too much of this. It is so forgiving, and it just gives such a beautiful natural finish. I'm obsessed. And of course, as always, I'm going to be linking the brush I'm using down below. I like to use more of a dense brush to initially blend out the contour, but then I like a fluffier brush to really airbrush everything. So this brush is perfect because it's 2-in-1. So I'm definitely a blush-aholic. I love blush, and I just feel like a cool pink blush would look so good with this look. So I'm going in with the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Cotton Candy. This is such a pretty pink blush for fair skin. I'm just applying a couple dots of this to the cheeks and blending it upwards. I want this to be a bit more of a lifted placement rather than the apples of my cheeks, because I really want to accentuate my bone structure and make my face look a little bit more angular, lifted, defined. I don't want my face to look round, and applying blush on the apples of the cheeks can sometimes round out the face. I'm going to layer a little bit more blush on in a second, but I want to apply some powder to lock everything in. And if you like brightening powders, if you like a bright under eye, do I have the powder for you? Okay, this is the Fenty Beauty Set It Down setting powder in the shade Lavender. Especially if you have fair skin, it can be really hard to find a powder that actually brightens. This one, I love it. I'm obsessed. I've been using it every day. I'm taking a little bit of powder on my brush and just tapping that in any areas where I feel tends to crease on me, like my under eye area and around my mouth, a little bit on my forehead as well. Another thing I love about this powder is it's super fine and it doesn't get gummy on my face. It doesn't settle into my fine lines. It doesn't look heavy. I do want a little bit more blush, and this blush shade is very fun. It's by YSL. This is their Make Me Blush powder in the shade 42. This is a gorgeous cool toned pink. I'm picking that up on a Rephr 04 brush and just tapping that ever so slightly on my cheeks. This blush is quite pigmented, so a little does go a long way. I don't want to go overboard. Nothing would finish off this look better than a cool toned lip, so I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury's iconic nude lip liner, and I am overlining my lips, mainly focusing on overlining on the Cupid's bow area. This is going to give our lips a really nice pouty look. I'm also overlining a little bit on the center of my lower lip, but other than that, I'm keeping this pretty close to my natural lip shape. I am going to shade in the outer corners of my lips a little bit. This is going to add to that contoured plump effect. Ooh, I love a good overlined lip so much. It just gives me so much confidence. I do want to go for more of a concealer lip for this look so that the attention stays on the eyes. I also think a concealer lip with a nude lip liner is just so good. So I'm going in with MAC Blush Pot lipstick, and I'm going to tap that on the center of my lips. Honestly, I wish this was even a little bit lighter. If you have any concealer lipstick recommendations, please send them my way. This look needs a lip gloss. I'm going in with my brand, Cheris Cosmetics. This is our water gloss, and I'm applying a generous layer of this to the lips. This lip gloss is slightly milky, so it looks so good with a nude lip. It also gives such high shine. Like, it looks like glass on your lips, which is exactly what I'm looking for in a lip gloss. I want high shine. I want my lines to be filled in. I want my lips to look nice and juicy. I mean, look at that shine. Oh, I'm so obsessed. I am going to go in with a little bit of finishing powder just to make the skin look super perfected and ethereal. I'm going in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit palette in the Dear edition. And I'm going to pick up these two finishing powders right here, and I'm just going to dust that all over my face. These powders are beautiful. I feel like they almost add a little bit of life to the face, but they do lock all of the makeup down. They reflect the light ever so softly. They're not like shiny or satiny. They're just like this gorgeous, soft lit, skin-like powder. Oh, they're just beautiful in person especially. Would you guys wear a smoky eye? Let me know in the comments down below. I was really scared to wear smoky eyes for the longest time, and I just thought I couldn't until I discovered over to this routine and I created this look. I just really feel like this eye look gives expensive. I feel like that girl when I wear this eye makeup. But as always, let me know your thoughts down below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It takes 2 seconds and it really helps me out a lot. And I have a ton of amazing content coming this year, a lot of educational content, a lot of like commentary on controversial stuff in the makeup world. So you don't want to miss that. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one.